Okay, summer tow update for mid-July, 12th of July, 2024. A quite extensive update today. I'll have to break it into two parts probably. Let's start with, as always, the Skiffia tub. Skiffia are doing well. Let's see if I can find any of the juvies hanging around. But yeah, fish are doing well, but there's some other things happening in this tub that I'm not so happy about. Main one being right over here. You see that? That would be duckweed. I specifically have been trying to keep duckweed out of the tub. I've had duckweed in aquariums before, and it took me years to eradicate it. And this year was supposed to be the duckweed-free year in tubs. You know, there's even certain plants I didn't buy at the nursery because I thought I was going to get duckweed. Well, somehow it came in, and I'm pretty dang sure it came in on this mare's tail, Hipparus. Even though when I bought it, it was out of the water, there must have been some duckweed tucked in there or something, because that's the only thing I could think that would bring the duckweed in it. And the other thing is, as you see growing out of the mare's tail, especially right here, you can see that's guppy grass. Guppy grass doesn't live out of water, which means there must have been some just trapped in this and kept moist enough to survive. Well, there's some of the Skiffia down there. I don't know if you can see them. But yeah, at least the Skiffia, the young of the year outside in these tubs have grown really fast. They're like, gotta be 3/4 of an inch or even an inch now, compared with the ones indoors that were born in roughly the same time period that are, you know, maybe a ½ inch at this point. The other things in this tub, the watercress is growing quite well, to the point where it is starting to overwhelm the marsh marigold. But yeah, with the duckweed in the tub, which I have been trying to remove, but you know, there's only so much you can do. But this watercress, there's no way I'm getting all the duckweed out manually. It's just, you know, ending up in the watercress. When I take down the tub in the fall, I'm going to have to cut back the watercress to get rid of the duckweed. I mean, I was going to have to do that anyway because there's so much of it, but yeah, not salvageable. Okay, over to the gold Medaka tub. They have really started producing and booming. I don't know if you can see all of the little fry that are hanging out here. Yeah, so they've really started up production, which is great. That's exactly what I want. Yeah, I'm at the point with these golds, I keep them mainly just because they're just a fish that is like an easy, like, it's basically like a slow pitch, you know, of just, yeah, you put these out every year and they're going to produce for you. I've tried to select to, you know, have the best color and try to increase the iridescence of this line. And I think I've had a little bit of success with it, but you know, they're kind of just a fish that's going to be what it's going to be. So there's one of the adults hanging out in the back there by the calla lily, the Xanadeshia. Going back in. But otherwise, yeah, this tub's been doing good, except for the bee balm, the Monarda, which was a pretty much total failure. So next year, we'll not get bee balm again. Okay, the Phanius Sirhanite tub. The tub itself is doing good. The fish, I have seen the adults swimming around occasionally, especially kind of in the evenings. They like to be up near the surface. Haven't seen any fry yet, but I'm hoping in the next, you know, reasonable amount of time we'll start to see fry. There's certainly enough cover with the water lettuce to provide them space to lay their eggs and for fry to hide out in. So hopefully soon. The Satan Medaka tub. This tub has been a conundrum. As you can see, the water lettuce is really taken off, and that is not the conundrum. I will need to clear out a bunch of it, though. The conundrum is I have not been seeing any fry yet, which is shocking because last year I was getting gazillions. And I have to wonder if because I put in 6 fish, and because they're long fins, they're very hard to sex, because Medakas, you're typically sexing them by looking at the anal fin. The males have a longer and kind of more ragged edge to their anal fin, whereas the females are short and triangular with a very straight edge. And the long fins, they all have long anal fins with kind of raggedy edges. There's also a dorsal fin character you can use. Males have a little notch at the base of the dorsal fin, but again, because they're long fins, it's not really easy to see. So, yeah, I haven't been seeing any offspring in here. So I decided, well, I only was sporadically seeing 1 or 2 adults, so I threw a couple more adults in, and now I'm seeing the adults more, and I'm hoping that what happened was, you know, basically, because it seems to me, I've found I do not like long fin strains. I think the long fin is detrimental to the fish. But what I suspect is I put them out here, the long fins are just weaker in general. You know, a bunch of them didn't make, and I either had only males or only females, so by putting in additional fish, I hope I've got both sexes now, and that we will get some fry here soon. Going to the gold barb tub. This is where we really start getting into the negatives of the season. So, the last week we've had a massive spike in temperatures just overall up here in the northern Rockies, and we had like 3 days of 100-degree highs in a row, and this is gonna, well, today is only supposed to be the high 90s, you know, such a break, but just in general, the long-term forecast, it looks like for the foreseeable future we're gonna have these extreme highs, high temps. And I know, yeah, people in Arizona are like, that's, you know, refreshing compared to our thing, but for here that's really crazy high temperatures. And 2 days ago I came out to the gold Medaka tub and found, not gold Medaka, gold barb tub, the Barbodes tub, and found that they were all floating dead. So yeah, this tub now has no fish in it. I'm assuming that it was the heat. Either they couldn't take the amount of heat that they had, because this tub basically gets sun almost all day, or there's also a lot of algae in here. I actually cleared a bunch of it out, which tells you how much there was. That it's possible that the high heat caused like a low oxygen situation, and took them out. Either way, they're done. I'm debating on whether to put more fish in here of a different type, possibly some Florida flagfish, because that's the exact kind of conditions they like. But also, I wasn't seeing any fry out of this tub, and I'm just wondering if maybe I just leave it. There's the possibility that the gold barbs laid eggs, and the eggs are more tolerant of the conditions, and maybe I could get some fry, but we will see. Over this not marsh marigold, mint marigold is doing well, and then you'll see a lot of my creeping jenny now are flowering, and this one is in particular throwing off a lot of nice yellow flowers. Valencia Lanternoi tub, it was also an algae pit. The algae is just starting to recede a bit in the last few days. It gets more sun during the day, more shade, because as like right now we're out here at like 9:30 in the morning, and then by midday the shade from the house comes over and extends halfway across the tub, so this doesn't get as crazy high temps. Yeah, I have seen, yesterday I saw some of the adults swimming around, so at least there's some fish still in there. Nothing going on with this live food tub. Going over to the turtle. Let's see, maybe the turtle will be out. Not seeing her right now. Let me open this up. So there's actually been quite a bit going on in this turtle tub, and not just turtles. I don't know if you can see there, but we've got Medaka fry in here. That cross between the Yangife het Hikari male and the females that were a cross of a Miyuki and an orange blossom. All the fry I've seen so far appear to be orange, which is to be expected. And then it looks like some of them have black modeling on them, so that'll be a great start to a Medaka project for next year. You can see there's a bunch of water lettuce in this tub. I've been pulling the water lettuce that's been really producing in the Satan Medaka tub and throwing it in here. And before anyone says, well, how do you know that the fry in here aren't Satan Medakas? It's because Medaka fry, black varieties of Medakas, even when they're really tiny fry, you can see that they're black, and these guys you can tell are orange. The other fish I have in here, the Florida flagfish. Well, that was just the male over there in the corner, just the male orange Medaka coming up, but he went back down. Florida flagfish I put in this tub, and I actually have seen at least one Florida flagfish fry swimming around, so hopefully we get some flagfish out of this too, because that is another cool species. And then the turtle is doing well. Don't see her basking so much now that it's gotten really hot, but I do see her popping up to the surface of the water relatively frequently. Posilia chica tub. Still, you know, every once in a while I see the fish in here moving around, so they seems like they're still doing okay. But haven't seen any fry production. I know last year I didn't see fry until late July, early August, and yeah, I guess we'll just see how things shake out with that. The one big thing happening in this tub is I threw in some water lettuce from the Satan Medaka tub, trying to get it to outcompete the algae, and then this canna lily, as you can see, is blooming, and it's not just blooming, it is really blooming, and it's got more blooms coming. So yeah, just a really nice little splash of color there. So yeah, really digging that. Going back to the main row of tubs, the platy tub, the Ziphophorus maculatus project. They seem to like to hang at the bottom. I see them very infrequently. In fact, I think the last time I saw them was about a week ago. But otherwise, I think that they're doing okay. I guess we'll know for sure if I see them again or when I break down the tub in the fall. But yeah, the water lettuce is doing good, and then this apple mint that I put in really was looking bad for a while. You can almost look at a mildew thing, and you can see the leaves, how a lot of these leaves are like yellowing and dying. And there was something that was, you know, was going bad with that, but then you can see it's throwing out new growth, and the new growth looks fine. So hopefully it's, you know, turning the corner. Yeah. Now the Medaka cross between a Miyuki and the Yangife Hikari female. Negative news to report here as well. Even before things got really hot, the female Yangife Hikari passed away, and she was having problems. It seems like most of the time that she was in here, she was laying eggs, but most of them were infertile, and they weren't coming out as like those grape cluster like clumps that Medaka eggs normally are. She was just laying them in strings, and they were trailing behind her. In fact, at one point I caught her and pulled the eggs off just because she couldn't get rid of them. And then she passed away, and then the male Miyuki was still in here, so I just moved him to the Miyuki tub. But yeah, I am still keeping, because that was about a little less than a week ago, so I'm still watching this tub to see if any fry from that cross show up. But if none do in the next week or so, I'm probably going to start moving some of the fry that are in the turtle tub into here, just from that Medaka cross in the turtle tub, just because I have some concern about those fry once they get big enough, the turtle having them as snacks. The other thing is with the chives. These garlic chives I have in this tub and this tub have really been just overwhelmed with aphids. I don't know how many, if you can see how many aphids are on these garlic chives in the Mento tub. But yeah, just crazy number of aphids, which I think has really impacted their growth. Whereas this, you know, quote-unquote regular chive that's in the Satan Medaka tub is doing just fine. So just an interesting contrast. Anyway, that's it for part 1 of this video. But I'll just immediately turn around here and make part 2, continuing on the rest of the tub.